What's going on, people? Today I will be reviewing Prince of Darkness in 4K Ultra HD, and I got that coming up for you next. So, Prince of Darkness was just released in 4K Ultra HD in a kick-ass box set, and I actually imported it for you guys because how could I not finish the John Carpenter collection I have been doing for you guys? This is the last one that has been announced, and unfortunately this will be the last one for now. And getting right into the movie itself. This was one that I hadn't seen in a while, and I was actually really looking forward to coming back to it. And I was really struck with, one, how bad the acting was in this movie. John Carpenter at this point in his career tried to work with different actors, and one of the things that you will find is he rarely finds actors that can handle his material. And I feel like, especially in the 90s, he had a hard time finding actors that really understood and could handle his material. And a lot of his movies suffered because of that, and it starts here. But beyond that, I feel like the John Carpenter that really likes to make social statements and make just a bunch of different theories and have a horror movie that really makes you think. And that's what a good John Carpenter movie does. That's what I really loved about The Thing. Escape from New York definitely had that as well, even though it's not a horror movie. The Fog had it. Halloween had it. They Live definitely had it. And this has it here. All of the theories about the green ooze that is in the canister in the basement of the church, and just so much of this movie's theories and ideas and how these characters vocalize a lot of those theories is really damn good. And it's good to see Donald Pleasence as well. And even though this isn't classic John Carpenter, I still feel like it is a damn good movie. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And getting into the video quality on this 4K disc, I just want to specify for you guys, like I specified on all of the other John Carpenter reviews that I had to import, all imported 4K discs that I have ever bought worked on every 4K player. So they are all region free. I have never seen a 4K disc that was region locked, so you don't have to worry about playing this 4K version on a 4K player because it plays on all of them. But what I will say is the Blu-ray that comes along with this and the special features that come along with this are region B locked, and you have to have a region B player in order to play that. With that being said, starting with the video quality here, this was put through a 4K scan and given a 4K digital intermediate with Dolby Vision support. And you know what? That is something that is really important here. I would say that this is a very interesting one for me to see, just because this is the first time that I actually realized that the regular director of photography that John Carpenter liked to use, Dean Cundy, yeah, he isn't here for this one, and he used a different guy. And I would say that the dark quality that is in those other films, largely, it's not here. This movie actually is the brightest of all of the John Carpenter movies that I have reviewed for you guys. And I feel like that is a good change. Grain haters just beware, there is still grain here. You're never going to get rid of it. The intention wasn't to clean this up and DNR this up until all of the grain was gone. I wouldn't want that to happen, and I have a feeling that you guys wouldn't want that to happen either. So that is not what they did. There is still quite a bit of grain here, but detail is better here. And this isn't the most detailed looking film, but all of the John Carpenter films that I have reviewed aren't. And what I will say is there are a lot more detail in the usual spots, facial features, and I really did notice it in hair and hair particles and a lot of backgrounds, and that is always good. And clarity definitely gets a marginal bump here. This is a more clear and more crisp looking presentation, even though it isn't the sharpest. Black levels are pretty damn good. They don't crush at all, and you still get a decent amount of shadow detail. And getting into the HDR here, I would say that a lot of the differences that I noticed with hair in this movie, like I stated before, HDR definitely helps that. And I definitely I noticed one character's red hair pop a lot off the screen, and a lot of the green grass that is at the beginning half of the film. Along with that, the green hues of what is inside the canister at the bottom of the church, that definitely really pops with Dolby Vision especially. And I would say that this is one of the better looking John Carpenter 4K releases that Studio Canal has been putting out. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is more along the lines of what you guys want to see from a John Carpenter release. And getting into the audio quality here, you are given the option of selecting the DTS HD 2.0 mix, but that is not what I am reviewing today. I am reviewing the 5.1 mix just because that is my preference. And with that being said, this is one that I actually liked quite a bit. I definitely got a lot more surround usage out of this particular mix than other John Carpenter films that I've been reviewing. This is a fuller and more atmospheric sounding film, and it definitely it shows. All of the score comes through the surrounds, and there is a pretty damn good amount of speaker separation here. You definitely have that classic John Carpenter score. In the matter of fact, this score actually reminded me a lot of the They Live score, and I definitely feel like they copied this score for They Live. This movie actually came out before They Live, just to let you guys know. That's why I think that they actually copied this. But, you know, that is expertly recreated here, and I just really enjoyed this audio mix. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is definitely another winner here. And as far as digital copies are concerned, there is no digital copy with this release. That is the case with all of the John Carpenter Studio Canal releases, and there isn't going to be any changes to that formula here. But what I will say is that is not even considered a bad thing in my mind, just because of the amount of special features that we get here. You get an all-new featurette that is just for this release that pretty much gets everybody back that had to do with this production besides the actors, and they all talk about their experiences on the film. You get a 2013 interview with John Carpenter talking about it. I love listening to him talk about his films. It is always great. As far as commentary tracks goes, you do get one that has John Carpenter and Peter Jason on it. You definitely get a lot here. And on top of that, you get this awesome box set that has so many different things that come with it. You get a good amount of production stills, which is awesome. You get a booklet that has a bunch of different details to it. You get some sketches, and that is cool. You get a poster that comes with this, and not to mention that this box art is awesome. Like a lot of the Studio Canal stuff that they are releasing. Look, there is a whole lot here, and I just really feel like this is another 10 out of 10 hit out of the park, home run. You can't expect more than this, people. And for my last looks at Prince of Darkness, this isn't one of my favorite John Carpenter movies, but coming back to it, I definitely did like it more, and that is largely because of the philosophy behind the Prince of Darkness, Satan himself, and all of the mysticism that they put behind it here. It is definitely cool, and it is another unique film from John Carpenter, even though that the acting here is not the strongest. And when you add up all my scores for Prince of Darkness in 4K Ultra HD, you come out to a 34 out of 40. That is really damn good, and this is worth importing, people. I paid about $50 to import it, but it is worth it. You know, it is another great John Carpenter film, and it is a solid bump up in video quality. Plus, you get a awesome box set that people really have spent some time on creating for its viewer. And coming up next on the channel, you have Creed 2. I will be reviewing that for you guys. I just got it in. I haven't even got a chance to watch it yet. I will be getting right to it for you. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't even say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.